rock biter. And I am, it's nice to see you, everybody. Today we're going to talk about things like we talk about every day on this show, movies and cool things, like so you can chill, you know what I mean? Ah, very funny. Nobody likes your buns, Arnold. I think they're funny. Hey guys. Hello everybody. Welcome. This is the Aristotle Full Throttle program and I'm wearing sunglasses on Instagram, but I'm not really wearing sunglasses. You could see me not wearing sunglasses right here over there on the YouTube. Go to AristotleFullThrottle.com, go to twitch.tv/AristotleFullThrottle and you could see me in rare form. I'm gonna start shutting down some of these programs because they're taking up a lot of RAM. How are you today, everybody? I would like your response in the form of a 150-word essay, and you can email that to me right away. I'm just kidding. It's nice to see you all. It's nice to be here. It's nice to just goof around and have fun for an hour every day, 5 days a week on Aristotle Full Throttle at noon. Busy day today. A little bit tired. Had to get up early. Had an audition. Jimmy James Cordova, how are you, man? Good to see you. Welcome back. What's up, Reese P. McGuire? I know you. I remember that name. We had the same first grade teacher. And look where we are now. Look where we've arrived. I'm wearing fake sunglasses. Digital sunglasses. I'm glad to hear, Jimmy James Cordova, that you're doing way better than you were a few weeks ago. Sorry, guys, on the computers and stuff like that, because sometimes the camera shuts off and you're going to get a big armpit full, guys. There's my armpit. It's very sexy. Sorry about that. It's funny because this show is not a stranger to technical difficulties. In fact, we embrace the technical difficulties. This show is mostly technically difficult. I don't have anyone else helping me doing this show except for Jen the Fierce and Jake A, who are big supporters of the show technically as far as giving suggestions, and also Jen the Fierce does excellent abridged versions of the show. She edits the show down so that you guys can, it's more consumable, all the best bits of each episode. So if you want to hang out for an hour every day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at noon Pacific Standard Time, and just chat and chill with me here, you can do that. Or you can go to AristotleFullThrottle.com and check out the highlight reels and see what you missed. But the live streams are the most fun because we get to interact. How are you, Jimmy James? We miss you. We miss you, Jimmy James. We miss you, Ron Pertee. We hope everybody is being all that they can be and joining the army. Remember that? Be all that you can be. Join the army. There's a song. Hey, Rob Medina. I haven't seen you around these parts in a while. I see you on Twitters. But we're here now on... You're on YouTube. There's also... I'm on Twitch. It's crazy, guys. It doesn't even... Nothing makes any sense anymore. A couple years ago, I had this idea. I was like, you know what they should do? They should just make like one platform where you could just stream out to all of the things. And I found one. It's called Restream, and I use it, and it's free. And I use it on all of the different things, you know? But if you guys want some like more visual comedy, like The Rock Biter, you can watch on YouTube. Yeah, man. Who loves the rock biter? I just want to fix his, feel like he's not, my suspension of disbelief is run out because there's a sliver missing. Hey, Tatiana, nice to see you. On Instagram, it's just very confusing, I'm sure, because it just looks like I'm wearing fake sunglasses and talking, stupid voice, but it's what's happening. It's actually what's happening. Guys, I saw Bill and Ted Face the Music. I really liked it. I really loved it. And that's my review. Thank you. No spoilers here. Yeah, Tatiana, I'll do the best by not giving any spoilers to you, but I enjoyed the heck out of it. It really did. The point of the Bill and Ted movies, and I'm going to get into it. We'll get into this, but I want to Jimmy James Cordova says, so it was good. Now, Jimmy James Cordova, it's interesting that you say that. I said I really liked Bill and Ted's the movie. I really liked it. And then there was this assumption that Jimmy James jumped to. Listen, it is good. If you like something, it's good. Period. You know, I used to be a big stickler for this. When I was a kid, I used to argue with my friend. We used to have these really heated arguments because I was learning how to play music, and I was very snobby about it. You know what I mean? I was really snobby about it, and I would be like, these guys don't even know how to play this kind of riff. They don't, not even one, this song is so simple, it's only 3 chords. I would make fun of it. I would say stuff like that. I would say, this band is unsophisticated. They don't even understand how to use the harmonic minor or whatever. They're modally incompetent. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up now. My friend was like, I was like, why do you like this band? And he's like, well, because they sound good. And I'd be like, no, well, they don't understand. And he was like, I don't care. They sound good to me. So therefore, they're good. And it took me a while to realize that the only litmus test, the only barometer for what music should be and ought to ever be is if it sounds good. Does it sound good inside your ears? If so, it's good. I watched Bill and Ted, and I enjoyed my pants off. I don't even understand what that means. I just made that expression up. I enjoyed the pants off of myself. I had so much fun with that movie because it does definitely recapture the magic in a lot of ways of the original movies, because guess what, guys? Bill and Ted are a phenomenon in the sense that they transcend whatever they're doing. They transcend the movie that they're in. The energy, the vibe, the positivity that they bring to what they're doing is just, it's indomitable, abominably indomitable, inimitably indomitable. Do you know what I'm saying? Hello, everybody. This is Carl Weathers. This is the Carl Weathers Report. I'd like to tell you that there are some clear skies all day long when you're watching a Bill and Ted movie. And that's all I have to say about that. Thank you. See that? He's in my corner. Good is subjective, says Tatiana. Yeah, that's true. It is subjective. Papageddon. I'm confused why your Facebook Live and Instagram are both live but different. Well, let me explain to you, Papageddon, the technology of coughing. Coughing technology and coffee technology are combining to provide you this unique experience here on Instagram. You're welcome. This is just for you. This is just me and you here on Papageddon. But I'm glad that you're watching on both. However, you get different features. See, on Instagram, you get the sunglasses. On all the other platforms, YouTube, Twitch, look at that, Twitter, Facebook, you get the main feed of goofiness, of like, you get like cartoon characters and stuff, besides just this cartoon character. CGI sunglasses all day long. Yeah. See, I'll take them off, I'll put them on. Ain't no thing. They do nothing for me, though. The goggles, they do nothing. Yeah, I also really like Face the Music. It was fun. The ending was satisfactory, in my humble opinion, says Tatiana. I enjoyed my pants off as well. In fact, 2 days later, I still can't find my pants. Everybody, all points bulletin. Tatiana is pantsless. We need to find her pants for her. This might be a serious condition that might spread throughout the world. People without any pants from watching this movie, because they will have laughed them off. You know, there's an International No Pants Day, and it happens to be my birthday. It's true. Candyland. So you went to the movie theater. How was it? Candyland. I did not go to the movie theater. I did something else. What I did was extraordinary. Very extraordinary. I obtained a copy of the video of the movie. Maybe I purchased it. Maybe I didn't. But I obtained video evidence of the film. Because it is downloadable. You can watch it. You can pay for it on demand. And I did something like that. And a friend of mine, this is what we did. Check this out. We love Bill and Ted together. We consider ourselves maybe perhaps a bit of a Bill and Ted duo, or maybe like a little bit of a Harold and Kumar, maybe even the two dudes from Community. We're kind of like buddies like that. So what we did was we figured out a way that we could both watch it at the same time, but also, check this out. Candyland says, you got a bootleg? LOL? Candyland, how dare you? How dare you accuse me of such criminality? So I used the headphones, and I put my phone on my headphones, and I put those headphones in, and then I took my computer headphones and I put them over my phone headphones. And then, like, since my friend, he's a drummer, he's a former drummer for my band, we're friends, because bass players and drummers tend to get along. And so what we did was, we were like, it was almost as if we were like sitting next to each other in the movie, like giggling and laughing and commenting on the movie while we were watching it. And this is what we did, because he's a drummer. He counted it off. He was like, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we would hit the space bar, press play on the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So then we were synced up perfectly. And we were just cracking up, eating candy, watching this movie like we were in the movie theater. But, you know, it's COVID. I'm kind of impressed by that, actually. I mean, that's one heck of a way to watch a movie these days. But, you know, don't count on me watching this show like that. Let's get out of here, Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen can fly away. Guys, if you're watching on Instagram, you're missing it. Seth Rogen is here. And all he has to say is bad stuff. I don't like it. It's like he doesn't like the show. It's like he doesn't enjoy it. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Unlike Seth Rogen. Who's with me? And who's with Seth Rogen? Oh. Hello. Seth Rogen. I'd like to invite you to tea sometime for being so rude. You're crude and obnoxious. How dare you insult this show? I don't like the rude. You know, a census taker once tried to test me. I know. You say this every day. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, it was kind of like a fun bro date. We had a bro date. And we enjoyed the heck out of the movie. We were giggling and laughing because we've been talking about Bill and Ted for years and years. Always talking about the first movie and the second movie and how much we like Bogus Journey. And it's a toss-up. Those two movies are very stupid. One perhaps is dumber than the next. And it just doesn't get any better than that, because these characters of Bill and Ted are unique characters in the sense that they can be super duper dumb, but they're always charming no matter what the situation is. And it doesn't matter how the context of the movie. This is a weird thing. It's a subjective thing. You're right, Tatiana. It's very subjective, because guess what? You know, you're going to be like, Jimmy James might be like, hey, was it good? Was it this? Was it, you know, oh, no worries, Jimmy James. We just having a chat. I appreciate you being here. But the idea is, you know, it's hard to be a reviewer. It's hard to review things because there's such a thing as having a beloved affinity and affection for for a certain franchise. And Jimmy James, as we know, loves Star Wars no matter what. Fair enough. I'm like that with Bill and Ted. And it's hard to say whether it was good or not. I mean, you could tell that it was on a budget, but I want you to know that it was very, hey, Kat, welcome. I want you to know that this movie is a love letter to the fans of the franchise. The movie, Alex Winter, Ed Solomon, Keanu Reeves, and the other guy, the guys who make the movie, they've all been involved with these movies from the start, and they wanted to make this movie as a capper for the series, which it does so satisfyingly. I agree with you, Tatiana. I thought the ending was oh, well, how about that? I don't want to spoil it, but it was satisfying. It felt like a perfect ending to a lovably imperfect series. Yeah, you haven't seen it yet, Kat. I won't spoil it for you, but I enjoyed the heck out of it. If you like the antics of two dudes who are indomitable, inimitably indomitable, but not abominable at all. If you enjoy the antics, the hijinks, the tomfoolery, if you will, of these two doofuses who are just completely positive no matter what the situation, they are happy about it. And it really gives you a good feeling. When you see these guys facing literal death, literal global annihilation, or whatever it is, whatever movie you're watching, and they face it with just complete oh, cool, let's fix it. Just complete and utter optimistic positivity. It's uplifting, and it makes my day. It really does. Yeah, it is weird seeing Keanu clean shaven again, Klobuchar, Cat. I was thinking about that yesterday when I got into my car and started driving. The driving part is completely irrelevant to the story, but I could just tell you, if I'm giving you any context, I actually had that thought when I was at the red light making a left onto Hollywood Boulevard. I was like, I wonder if we would still buy him, Keanu Reeves, as Ted, if he had the beard, or we would be like, that's John Wick. He's going to shoot everybody in the head. So I think he did it very deliberately to maintain consistency with the character from the series, so that he'd be recognizable. But, there's other moments in the movie where there's different versions of different people, so it kind of doesn't matter. But let me tell you something. I like this Bill and Ted stuff. There have been so many attempts at Bill and Ted. There have been cartoons. I actually watched the cartoon when I was a kid, which was voiced by Alex Winter, Keanu Reeves, and George Carlin, doing all of their characters from the movie. They did one season where they did all of the actual voicing of it, and then the second season they replaced the voice actors with the live-action TV series voice actors, which was a weird choice because there was a live-action TV series of Bill and Ted with different actors who also voiced the cartoon, the Saturday morning cartoon. Now that's just too much Bill and Ted. I would say that if they came out with, I think 3 is the top, is the maximum amount of Bill and Ted movies that should exist. And that's what we got. And they're all highly enjoyable. They really are. I remember seeing Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, and thinking I don't know how I feel about that. It's just so different from the first one. And then I rewatched it many, many times since, and I'm like, man, this movie really did reestablish the franchise as not just a time travel franchise, but two guys go on crazy journeys and adventures for no reason. These two guys have to save the world all of the time, and they're the least likely duo to do so. And I think that there's just so much comedy you can mine from that, and I love complete nonsensical comedy. That's why I love those types of movies. Kat says, my mind would have went to John Wick snapping everybody's necks. Exactly. I would have been if Keanu had a beard, I would have been like, he's just good headshots all around. Everybody just get headshots, headshots, headshots. I love the John Wicks. Man. And talk about another perfect series. Bill and Ted, in my mind, is a perfect, imperfect series. It's beautifully imperfect. The third movie, I was just saying before, they definitely did it on a budget. So the first act, they really got to establish a lot and also reintroduce you to all of the different things that have accumulated throughout the series. So they're really kind of going over, getting you up to speed as to where we're at in Bill and Ted's world, because it's been 30 years, basically. And then once you get to about the midpoint of Bill and Ted Face the Music, it is just nonstop, just enjoyment. I just had a smile on my face for the second half of the movie all the way out. And it was great. It's a great movie. It's a great fun time. Do you like fun? How about that? Do you guys like to have fun? I don't know what you mean by fun. It sounds like a waste of time to me. Sounds like they are very rude. I would like to perhaps eat them. Hannibal Lecter. Yes. Why do you want to eat people? I find them to be rude. They're not rude. They're very polite. Ah. Okay, then. Get out of here, Hannibal Lecter. Get out of here. I like them because they listen to Van Halen and classic hits. Did you know that Steve Vai played guitar when they do the guitar thing, the air guitar thing? Yeah. It was really cool when they did the first little wheedly thing. It took a minute to get up to that part. It was maybe like half an hour into the movie. But once they did that the first time, it just really it really landed. Because sometimes movies will try to revisit the nostalgic things that the series do over and over again, and it's just like ham-handed, and you're like, that didn't feel right. They didn't really handle that well. The first time Bill and Ted go wheedly like that, you're just like, oh, I forgot about that. That's awesome. Because they wait a long time before they give it to you the first time. You're watching Red Dwarf right now. How's that? Is that about a star? A Red Dwarf star? Let's see. I don't think the beard would have worked as Ted. Yeah, Ted, they've got to be adult. I mean, the dudes are 50. In their 50s. They're well into their 50s. Which, by the way, double standard here. They're well into their 50s. The princesses who played their wives around 40. So I guess they were playing about 5 years younger than they are. But they were also playing... Their wives were playing 5 years even more younger than that. It's just the Hollywood way. Hollywood's ridiculous like that. Somehow they can age 30 years, but their wives can only age 20. Keanu with no beard really shows his age. I agree with you, Klobuchar Cat. I mean, they weren't really necessarily trying to hide it. It was pretty cool because it did feel like they weren't exactly behaving the same as they would when they were 17 or 18 when they played the original Bill and Ted, or portrayed the original Bill and Ted. I guess if they portrayed a 17-year-old and they were about 25, so then I guess you can sort of subtract that from the overall age that they are in the movie. But when they did that, when you see them on screen, you're like, well, they're not really hiding their age, but they are acting like an older version of those dummies, and it's actually, it works. It works. They're still very positive and still trying to save the world. Tatiana felt a wave of joy when the movie ended. Yeah, and there's a stinger, guys. Stick around for the end of the credits at the end of Bill and Ted, because it's just like, It's such a satisfying. It's one take. It's about 3 minutes long, I think, maybe two to 3 minutes long, and it's one take, and it's just very satisfying because you're like, oh well, this is something. I'm glad to know that this is an eventuality. The stinger at the end of yeah. Kat, you remind us that they aged very well. However, yeah, Alex Winter looks great. I arguably think that Alex Winter looks way better for his age than Keanu Reeves does. Keanu Reeves has got some fillers going on and some things going on, and, you know, he's got to maintain his career. Listen, I have no judgment toward actors because their face is their business, right? We talk about, like, wow, look at that actor, look at this actor, look at them, look all the work they've had done. Or people tend to judge people who get work done, right? Shouldn't judge. Right? If you don't have to get work if you don't want to get work, but if someone is an actor and their face is like 20 feet tall on a screen, they might be a little bit sensitive that there's like a line on their face that they can easily get rid of. So sometimes it gets over the top, sometimes it becomes really apparent, but I would say people who aren't in an industry where their face is stretched 30 feet across the screen, they will judge harshly those who are in that industry. When you see like Al Pacino on his 5th facelift, you might be like, well, why is he getting a facelift? And you're like, well, because his job is his face. His face is part of his job. And I don't blame any people who do that. It's just part of it. Kat is short, chunky, and still sexy as F, everyone. And 40 and owning it and working it. Cheers to Kat. Heck yeah, they aged well, Tatiana says. Yeah, they did. And that's why it still works. It still works because guess what? I haven't even mentioned the daughters yet. The daughters were like the highlight of the movie. They're kids. At the end of Bogus Journey, you guys remember when they go into the future and they come back and they've spent like a really intense 12-month intensive guitar training thing, and they're suddenly expert guitar players, and then on their backs are their kids, and they're like, hey, say hello to little Ted and say hello to little Bill. They were girls. They weren't boys, which was a nice little twist because in this movie, it's their daughters, and their daughters are charming as all get out as well. And the best part about the daughters is they're geniuses. They're like musical geniuses, but they have the temperament of their fathers. So they got like maybe the refinement of their princess mothers, but the temperament of their dopey dads, which is just so great to watch them go around being little musical geniuses and music history geniuses. And they are so funny. And I was just like, this is such a great added layer to it. And I guess they're playing the teenage daughters, but both of those actresses are in their like mid-20s, mid to late 20s. But, you know, that's how every teenager is on TV and film. So the relationship they have with their dads, which, by the way, they always call dads. Hey, dads. So dumb. I love it. The relationship they have with their dads is pretty great. It's so wholesome and caring and loving and supportive. And that's all it is. It's just like, they're not like, shut up, dad, you're a loser for not ever writing the greatest song ever, or whatever it is. It's just, they're like, hey, you guys are great. We like that guitar solo. And then like, they're constantly complimenting each other. They're constantly positive and supportive. And fundamentally, the movie is about being yourself and loving those you're with. Like that's the idea of the movie. The idea of the movie is like harmony, being in harmony with those around you. To use another musical metaphor. What's a metaphor? For bringing a simile to my face. Yeah. Go to the Red Box and rent it, Angie. It's just fun. Angie, just think about the fact that they had no budget. So for the first half of the movie, they don't spend any of the money. But the second half of the movie, you were like, oh, they were they had this whole second half of the movie ready to go in their minds, and this is what they wanted us to deliver. They wanted to deliver this second half of the movie, so they had to like sort of build into it for the first half of the movie in a way that was creative and in a way that was economical, let's say. So there's a bit of exposition, there's a bit of setup, there's a bit of reestablishing things, but the fact that so many of the actors come back, a lot of the actors come back, and it's great. I guess the surviving actors, if you will. It's pretty, and the joke that is, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a joke in the first one that carries over to the second one, and then they like take it to the next level in the third one. Shut up, Ted. If you know what I'm talking about. What am I drinking? Straight vodka. Out of a goblet. No, I'm kidding. It's coffee. With straight vodka. No, I'm kidding. It's whiskey. I don't drink that coffee crap. It's just Kahlua. I'm just drinking Kahlua. Who drinks Kahlua? The first two, so this one doesn't have try hard for me. Well, you love the first two, Angie. You're going to love this movie. Like I've been saying, if you like the characters, if you like Bill and Ted, and you want to see that Bill and Ted have adult daughters who are also goofballs, and are fans of music history and fans of American music history, which is really cool. It's a really cool angle on this movie. But this movie is definitely the first two movies smushed together as far as like all of the elements involved with another added layer. So that's what you get. And it's fun. What was that? Some Irish coffee? LOL, says Jimmy James Cordova. Not quite, but close. I have had an Irish coffee, and that was when I was in Dublin. And it was at the Jameson factory. It was pretty good. Best one I've had out of all three of the Irish coffees I've ever had. I'm going to tell you, Angie, with death is also a running joke. No, there's so many running jokes throughout these series. Death is... Not going to spoil it. But the movie just gets amazing. It's really good, and then it gets amazing when death arrives and all of this, and the ball starts rolling, and we start to collect all of these moments, all these different people from the different movies, and they give people lots of reverence. I don't want to... This isn't a spoiler, but the chief, Ted's dad, who's in the first movie and is in the second movie, and he's definitely one of the antagonists. There's no real enemy in these movies, guys. If you think about it, there's never a bad guy, because even the bad guys become good guys. So if you watch Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, the bad guy, the Grim Reaper, he becomes their bass player. Everybody, these guys have the power to win everyone over, and I think that that's the spine for these movies. They win anyone over. They don't have any enemies. If you are their enemy, they will win you over because they're just so charming and hilarious and fun, and they don't even know how dumb they are. It's great. And they're so dumb that they come up with simple solutions for things that actually work all of the time. They're like, well, why don't we just do this? Oh, yeah. And it's like, sounds dumb, but it works all of the time. It's just like how they problem solve. They use their dumb idiot brains, but their charm always gets them by. Yeah, so there's no real bad guys in these movies except for themselves, usually. You know, the second movie and the third movie, there was like the second movie, they had the evil robot us's, and then they had to go to heaven and get the Martian station, who smashed it together to form a giant station, and they would say station, and then they had to assemble at Walmart from different parts from good robot us's to fight the evil robot us's. This is just so dumb. I love it. Don't all go in my butt. I work out all the time. Yeah. William Sadler is a gift to the series. William Sadler raises the bar because he's such a good actor. He's such a high-level actor that when you give him comedy to chew on, he just destroys it. It's so much fun. There's a scene in this movie. There are several scenes in this movie, but there's a scene in this movie with William Sadler. Every scene that he's in, actually, but there's a particular scene where you're just like, my golly, this is hilarious. These guys are just, this is so real, yet so friggin' ridiculous at the same time. The backdrop is fantastical. It doesn't make any sense, but the conversation, the interpersonal relationships, the drama, and the interpersonal dynamic is real. And that's what we gravitate toward. Time is the enemy, yes. With the help of Father Time. That's in the first movie. Yeah. I would say the one criticism I have of the Bill and Ted series is the lack of, like, just multiple rock and roll heroes. Like, real ones. The ones who are alive today to, like, represent themselves. Because they go through time and find different people throughout history, and then, like, they put them up on a pedestal and they say how cool these people are. But I would really love to see, I would have loved, if there's one criticism, which is, I can't really criticize this movie. Like I said, Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter brought us this movie because they knew that the fans wanted to see it, and they wanted to do it, and they thought it would be a nice end to the story of their characters, and it was. It really was. I thought the resolution to the overall arch was way better than Star Wars Episode 9. The overarching storyline from all three movies lands for me. And I was like, you know what? I totally accept this as the ending and explanation for everything, and I enjoyed the heck out of it. Yeah, the actor that plays the robot, so good. Tatiana mentions the actor who plays the robot in the movie. Classic. No spoilers, but this dude is classic. That actor, by the way, I saw him in real life 2 times. I was walking down the street. There's a place called the Black Cat on Sunset Boulevard, and I saw him outside smoking a cigarette. I'm like, oh, there's that dude. I saw him another time. I went to the Upright Citizens Brigade to see a show, and he was performing in one of the improv groups to stay loose, because you know what? He's on the show Barry. He's the guy with alopecia. He happens to have gone bald. He has alopecia areata. One of the most hilarious actors out there today. I'm so glad he's in the movie because he brings so much. You could tell they would just leave the camera rolling for this guy and let him kind of establish ridiculousness for these movies. These movies are very inside jokey because the whole concept of station in Bogus Journey was that there was a typo in the script, so that someone got to the end of their line and it was just station. Like the word station got like cut and pasted throughout the script and would show up randomly. There was like a word replace for Bogus Journey. They accidentally replaced a word in the script. So station, they would start to just say station as if it were some kind of catchphrase. And it caught, you know, it's an inside joke for Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, but we go with it. Yes, there was a lot of acting with his eyes. Oh, Ange, don't feel left out. We could talk about this all the time. I wonder if we could set up a watch party. I would totally watch it again on Discord. I was dying laughing at some parts. Some parts I was just like tears just rolling down my face because I'm like, this is so stupid. Some people don't like that. Some people don't like stupid jokes. They want to see like a serious comedy. I don't care. If it's funny, do it. You couldn't get over Station's butt. Yeah, that was the whole thing. Don't ogle my butt. Station, you have a righteous butt. Station did have a giant butt. I imagine Station's butt was where the actors crawled in through in the costume. Later, Jimmy James. Cheers. I swear this is not Irish coffee. I swear this is not Irish coffee. Yeah, there was so much good acting with his eyes. But that actor, he's really good. Let's learn his name because he is going to be a super mega star. He's on the show Barry. And I really... Anthony Carrigan. The dude is one of the best improvisers I've ever seen. I watched him over at UCB. And he... Interesting story about this guy. He was on a TV series growing up normally. He got alopecia areata from an autoimmune disease, which caused his hair loss. And while he was on the show, he would have to like glue on his eyebrows and wear toupees and wear wigs because he was so self-conscious about losing his hair. But then at some point he was just like, you know what? I can't keep doing this. I can't keep trying to cover up my hair loss. I'm just going to be myself. And now he's like reestablished himself as someone he's got an autoimmune disease. He lost all his hair, but guess what? He could play anything he wants. He's one of the bad guys, but kind of funny guys in Barry. He's a good, likable bad guy. And he's the robot, the evil robot in this movie. And I'll tell you, if you're in a Bill and Ted movie, get ready to be funny. But I was saying earlier, like Ted's dad, the actor who plays Ted's dad, the Chief Logan, they gave him like lots to chew on in this movie. They gave him lots to do, and I thought that was really cool. They brought in so many of the original actors and characters, and they said, well, we're going to give you guys way more to do. And Keanu Reeves is so humble. It's just so balanced between Bill and Ted in the movie. It's just they share the screen. We love them both. It's not like they favored Ted over Bill because Keanu Reeves is currently one of the biggest stars in the world. No, Keanu says like, I'm going to take my role as Ted, and Bill has always been kind of the de facto leader of Bill and Ted. If you notice, Bill's always like the one his name comes first. So he's just suddenly will often propose. He'll often be like leading the charge, and Ted will always... I always felt Ted was like the supporting guy, but they're kind of the same guy. You know, we can talk for hours about Bill and Ted and the dynamics there. Victor Jaja in Gotham. I don't know what you mean by that, Cat. Oh, Anthony was on Gotham. Yeah, it's Victor Zaz. Okay, yeah. There you go. Thank you very much. What a great actor that guy is. Very funny, superstar in my book. I find his style of comedy so good because he oh yeah, I see what you're saying now. His style is just, there's something likable about him even when he's evil. And he, if you watch the show Barry, you'll see what I'm saying. I also love the show Barry for many of the same reasons I love the comedy of Bill and Ted. Henry Winkler in the show Barry plays like an unstoppably positive and optimistic acting teacher for Barry. And that makes the whole show for me, because if you've ever had a teacher like him, if you've ever had an acting teacher, you go, this is exactly what it's like. In so many ways. It's very fun. Hey, you guys like Three Dog Night? Remember when Jim Croce was singing Time in a Bottle in X-Men Days of Future Past? That was cool, man. Ah, I can dig it, man. Thank you, Rockbiter, for absolutely nothing. Are there any movies you guys want to see? You guys going to see Tenet? You excited for Tenet? Are you going to go to the theater to watch that? Are you going to go to the drive-in to watch that? How are you going to watch it? What's up, Benjamin Young? Notice that we're talking to Death. You can totally see his staff on the side of the closed door. Hilarious. I didn't notice that. I'm going to have to watch it again to see that, actually. I was just floored with what the budget that they had and what they were able to do with the movie. Bill and Ted was just a lot of fun. If you like the characters, the problem with me is I can't imagine not liking these characters. Like, it's scientifically impossible to hate Keanu Reeves. Science has been on for decades. They're like, how do we get people to dislike this guy? And science cannot solve the problem. Technology has been employed. The Russians have been on it for years. But America's like, we have Keanu. He's from Lebanon and also Canada and also Hawaii. But we've got him now. We'll deploy the power of Keanu on you. Which I think is our secret weapon. Oh, yeah, longtime James Bond fan, Angie. Yeah, me too. I've seen all the James Bonds in the movie theater since maybe GoldenEye. Oh, I saw Octo Kitty in before I was born, 5 years before I was born, in 1983. That was a weird movie. But I've seen many James Bond movies. I love all the James Bonds. Timothy Dalton, very underrated James Bond. Very underrated. I like him perhaps as much as the Pierce Brosnan one. And what do you think? Who's the best James Bond? I think Daniel Craig has really done it, hasn't he? Daniel Craig. What's up, Stash Loot? Hello there. I'm waving to you, looking right at you. Guys, on Instagram, if you want to donate to the ACLU, there is a fundraiser at the bottom. You can click on that. It'll take you to the page. You can donate to the ACLU to help protect your American civil liberties. Because we need those. And those people are working on it for us. Timothy Dalton, The Living Daylights and License to Kill. Only 2 James Bond movies. But they were pretty good. Your favorite is Sir Sean Connery. He just turned like 115 the other day. You know, Sean Connery does his own managing. He manages himself. He's one of those guys. I think Bill Murray also. Bill Murray has a phone number in which you can call and leave a message and pitch him your next movie idea. You can be like, hey, Bill Murray, I've got your hotline, and he just listens to them, and then he'll call you back if he likes it. He doesn't deal with studios. He doesn't deal with anybody. I guess just Wes Anderson calls him up every 2 years and is like, Bill Murray, it's Wes Anderson. And Bill Murray's like, I'm in. That's all you had to say. But Sean Connery manages his own contracts. Like he'll get a contract from the studio and he'll go through it and circle and redline and send it back and be like, I don't want to do. Look at this. I don't want to do this. I kind of sound like Bane whenever I do that. Oh, I should get a Bane character here. Oh, we almost forgot. Oh, whoa, Bill and Ted. Here. I always feel like Bane is... It's as if Sean Connery and Darth Vader had a Bane bee. Get it? Bane bee? Let's do this. And everybody on Instagram, you guys are going to miss out unless you go to twitch.tv/AristotleFullThrottle. But, whoa. Hello.
Ah, it's Bane. Welcome, everybody.
Okay, look.
I sound like Sean Connery.
I can't do it right now, but it'll take a second. It'll take a second for me to get into character here.
Batman. Batman.
Oh wait, I gotta think of something to say.
I always wondered what would happen first. Which you would lose. Your mind or your body.
I can't do it right now. Give me a minute. I've got to work on that one. Ah. Bane can be a special guest star on the show sometimes. But I'll have to, like, talk into a cup.
I'll have to talk into a cup. That actually works. Batman? It is I, Bane.
Cool. Work in progress.
You better progress faster. What is this? What is this ridiculous poppycock?
I just have to be unintelligible. I think that's the goal. Ah. Bill and Ted are on my couch. They hang out there sometimes. You know, I was thinking my proposal for Bill and Ted 3 originally, I was like, why don't they just like revisit? They kind of did that in this movie, but like I feel like they could have gone through. Well, I guess they did it in this movie. I'm not going to say what it is, but it'll spoil the movie. But it made sense because I was like, this is what they should do the next time they do a movie, because the first movie they went through time. And the second one, they went through heaven, hell, limbo, and Mars. And then the third one, they could have done another thing, but yeah.
Batman! What are you doing here, Batman?
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, you think the darkness is your ally? I was in it, molded by it. You merely adopted the dark. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. And to me, it was blinding.
I can't do it yet. I'm going to have to listen to it over and over again. But, wait a second. That's not working, is it? No. Oh, wait, here we go. What are you doing? You think you're a villain? You know, your mouth is covered the whole time. I can't even hear what you're saying.
Well, Arnold, do you think you are? Did you think that you could beat me?
Yeah, I think so. You seem pretty easy. I could just poke you in the eyes.
What are you doing? Why are those two imbeciles on your laser gun? You use guns, don't you?
Yeah. This is my ice gun. It shoots Italian ices. Would you like a flavor ice, please? Yes? No?
Well, come to think of it, I do have a hankering. It is quite hot in this suit.
I'm going to do it, Edge. I swear to God, I'm going to come back tomorrow, and I'm going to have a pitch perfect Bane impression. I got to find a Bane clip. Let's do it. Now I'm mad. I want to do it. I want to get the sound of it. I know I'm going to get a copyright strike for this, but it's okay. Okay. Not a copyright strike, but they're going to demonetize it. Not that I should be.
I'm Eric Voss.
Shut up, Eric Voss. I bet Eric Voss many times.
7 out of 10.
Eric Voss is on New Rock Stars. I don't mean to say shut up to him, but, you know, those guys, I got a bone to pick with, I got a bone to pick with a lot of these, oh, there it is. Not as serious as, oh, shit. Here it is. Bane.
Let's not stand on ceremony here.
Let's not stand on ceremony here. Oh, Batman.
On Instagram, it looks ridiculous.
Batman. I was in the darkness.
Mr. Wayne.
Mr. Wayne.
He sounds like... Uh-oh. I think the character for this guy is, he sings for Metallica.
Nothing else matters. So close, no matter how far, Mr. Wayne.
Because if you ever notice, James Hetfield always says... James Hetfield's always... Nah! At the end of everything he says.
Enter night. Take my hand. We're off to Never Never Land.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. Rock and roll. Classic rock. Yeah, I can dig that.
We're off to Never Never Land. Listen. So close, no matter how far. Couldn't be much more from the start. Take my hand.
Oh, let's see. Let's get the speech going. His voice is so much deeper than mine.
Admirable? Admirable? Yes. Batman. This is a very practical impression.
We're getting there, right? This is the process. This is the process. We're doing it. We're doing it. One day I'll be as good as Anthony Kerrigan.
Batman. Let's talk about it. This has taken my sight, taken my eyes, taken my ears.
Hold on, guys. This is going to be great. I'm telling you.
I can't remember anything. Can't tell if this is true or if this is a dream. Hold my breath as I wish for death, Batman. Oh, please, God, wake me. Into the light. Climb. Out of this darkness.
Yeah, we'll get there. Adding new characters all the time. Guys on Instagram, you're missing out on all the old fun. What you guys on Instagram see is me just sticking my face in a coffee mug filled with whiskey. I'm just kidding. There's no whiskey in it. It's just straight vodka. I'm just kidding. It's not any vodka at all. It's Kahlua. Who drinks Kahlua? Jokes. You eat dinner at 10 p.m.? That is very European of you, Tatiana. I'll tell you, when I was in Spain, this is very true. They got the siesta so that they can have the fiesta at like 9 and 10 o'clock, and then you hang out. You hang out all night until about 3 a.m. It's pretty neat. Later, Tatiana. Bon appetit.
Tatiana, I hope you enjoy your meal. The singer. It looks like I'm sticking my mouth inside.
Here, let me make his head bigger. I think it's funnier if Bane's head is gigantic.
My head is gigantic. I will destroy you. Oh, maybe not.
Guys, this has been fun. It's been a fun time. See you guys tomorrow on Instagram when it's going to be Friday all day. Cheers. This is what happens when you live alone. Thank you guys for watching. I mean, this is fun. Like, we get to play with our toys here.
We get to play with Batman toys.
Oh, here we go. Let's do this. Pardon me. I just...
Just hang on 1 second. I am going to get... Hold on. I wondered what would break first. Would it be your body or your mind? It was your body.
And then he's going to break his back. Let's see. I think this is the best one. No, hold on.
Okay.
I'm trying to find the most comedic Batman.
And in the meantime, I'm going to sing Nothing Else Matters. So close, no matter how far. Couldn't be much more from the heart. Forever trusting, here we are. And nothing else matters.
Siesta. Siesta is pretty cool. I'm a fan. I think this might be the best... the best version here. Evolving show. Ah, that's not the best. He's got like a background. I don't like it.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Okay. George Clooney. We'll do the George Clooney Batman. The Tom Hardy Bane, but with the George Clooney Batman. Let's see. Or wait. This might be funny. This might be easier for me to do. Oh, damn it. Hold on a second, guys. Just bear with me with this. Seems like a... Hang on 1 second. Take a second here. I'll use this one. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. Crime to solve. I think this character, Bane, seems to be going around town, causing havoc.
Batman, what are you doing here?
Well, Bane, it seems you've poisoned the water system, and Robin and I are here to stop you. I've just gotta...
It doesn't even exist. You look strange to me. You look very different. Are you sure you trained with the League of Shadows?
Yes. It's true. I have... Utility belt is filled with anything I need at any given time. So don't even try it, Bane.
I mean, you do look intimidating. In that gray spandex suit. I am quite frightened by your muscle definition.
Aren't you? Here we...
You can't even try to intimidate me. I am much stronger and much smarter than you. We trained under Ra's al Ghul together. Don't you remember?
I don't seem to remember that. I did train at Stella Adler, though. Somebody... Get Commissioner Gordon on the phone. Bam! Here we go. Pow! Get out of here. I'm going to have to punch you. There we go. 5,000 years for the show to get funny. It's just, it's like wow. Pow. Get out of here, Seth Rogen. I am not familiar with your comedy. Notch. Comedy.
Batman. I
Degrees, master's degrees in science. What's the question you have for me, Bane?
was wondering,
Alfred made me this mask. It's, as you can see, it's high tech. It protects me from punches.
yeah, because, he's about half dead, I have to breathe in this venom stuff, you know what I mean? Batman. And, it's really uncomfortable, I wish I didn't need to wear this mask.
That you keep that mask on so that A, you don't spread disease, or the face. I'm done. We're done here. We got Adam West Batman, we got Bane. I'm gonna make his mouth move. It's gonna be stupid. His mask will move. Maybe his eyes will just blink. Because Tom Hardy is like the greatest eyeball actor. I'll just have his eyes blink very furiously when he's talking. So that's gonna be my project for this afternoon. Instead of, I think that's the best use of my time. You guys are great. Thank you for humoring me as I try to sort through this and figure this out. We're getting there. One day, this will be a show. And today is definitely not that day. Get out of here. Get out of here, Bane. I ain't afraid of no Bane. Alright, guys. That's all I can do. That's all we could do for today. But thank you for joining me. I was very excited to watch Bill and Ted. I hope that you guys get to watch it. It's fun. It's stupid. If you like Bill and Ted movies, if you like those characters to be positive all the time. Hey, Tatiana. Yeah, Eric Voss is a cool guy. I met him a few times. He's a nice guy. The bone to pick I mentioned earlier is that those guys are like on top of the world. And look where we are. We'll get there, though. Maybe I'll join forces with Voss and the new rock stars and whatnot. They were never even rock stars. That's the bone I have to pick with them. They never was even a rock star to begin with. Trying to be rock stars. I disagree. Sane. You're wonderful the way you are, and I appreciate you and accept you fully. Thank you for joining me. I'm Aristotle Full Throttle. Your bro with the fro. Yo. And I'll see you tomorrow.